speaking of also cool bands, that's my next fact is a very cool band, Pearl Jam.
Okay.
Very cool. And, they also, even if you weren't a fan, you couldn't ignore some of their brilliant songs.
Yeah.
Epically brilliant songs. I think the most famous one probably is Alive. I think it's probably the most
I think that whole
famous
album,
song.
10, is probably one of the greatest rock albums of all time. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lyrics in Alive, my fact is that they are partially biographical in Alive.
So this, I can tell you, is 100% true. I'll even tell you the
Correct.
story behind it.
I'll
Yeah,
just
I'll
say
even
correct,
tell you
yeah.
the story behind it.
Not going to try and be all mysterious. No, correct.
Yeah, no, it's an incident where he discovered, it's allegedly that Eddie Vedder discovered after his stepfather died, or after the person he thought was his father died, that in fact this man was his stepfather. And that's what that song is apparently about. And because he'd never met his father, he just always assumed this man was his father, and turned out he was his stepfather. His mom only admitted it after he died.
And I think it had a very negative psychological effect on him.
I mean,
It made him angry.
He wrote a brilliant song about it, so get over yourself.
Yeah. Although the second verse, which is rather troubling, is made up. So the first and the third are true. The second one, it's almost suggesting that the mother who's telling him the story then makes a sexual advance on him, an incestuous sexual advance on her son, because he's the embodiment of her first love, the boy's father, some shit like that. And that's quite troubling. But it's very, very subtle, but the commentators think it's very clear. But that's the second. So that didn't happen. But the first and the third are biographical, and I think that's rather amazing, rather a little bit sad, but rather amazing.
Yeah, look, the whole album is a bit grim, isn't it?
Is
I
it?
mean, the lyrics,
Because then it goes.
When you think about
there's
Jeremy
a trio
as well. Jeremy spoke in class today. About a
don't know
kid
the
who shoots
story
up
of
his
Jeremy.
class.
Oh my God, is that what Jeremy did?
Paul kills himself, I think he kills himself in class, And Jeremy spoke, because it's about the quiet kid who sits in the back, and he finally makes a statement, and his statement is that he
I need to
tops
listen
himself.
to
I think
Jeremy
that he
again.
tops himself. Yeah.
I know that Alive forms part of a little trilogy, a little trio of songs, which the one leads to the other, and then it leads to the other.
That album actually has a secret hidden song, but it's not done in the way that what they used to do quite a lot on albums. For those of you who are too young to remember, is they used to hide an extra track that wasn't listed on the back of the CD, and then.
Wow.
There'd be a long pause after the final song, and then a hidden track would start playing, right? And that happens on Green Day's Dookie, for instance, is an album that's got that. And you can actually tell, though, because of the technology, is that the song hasn't stopped. The CD hasn't stopped spinning. For some reason, there's this really long, and the counter is still going on the song.
So if you haven't moved your blaupunkt.
So if you got, so there's, But what Pearl Jam did on 10 was instead they played half of an instrumental song before the first track, and then half of an instrumental song at the end of the last track. And if you take those two songs and combine them, those two little half songs, they form a full hidden track. So that's there you go. There's a hidden track on Pearl Jam 10.